Okay, so welcome back to my channel. I was asked to do a review of my Rovsun portable washer machine. So I'm going to do a in-depth review. I've had this for, I don't even know how many months, a good while. And I will say that I do like this machine. This is the smallest unit of this machine. It comes in different sizes. This is the 11 pound. And you'll notice when you purchase these, that means combined. So this side, the wash side holds 7 pounds of clothes, and the spinning side holds 4 pounds of clothes. So I really do like this unit. It's very simple. To start the wash cycle, this is the timer. You would turn it, and then this would spin. Let me demonstrate that real quick. That gets to spinning. It rotates on one side for a while, and then it turns around and does the other side until the timer is complete. There's the drain. Well, there's the program setting, gentle and normal. And the only difference is that if you put it on gentle, let me show you. So it's on normal. Y'all saw what normal was. So we're going to put it on gentle. It just has a shorter time that it rotates left and right. Supposedly. So y'all get that? Okay. It's either it has a shorter time that it rotates left and right, or it has a longer time rotating left and right. I can't quite remember. But one of the two settings is supposed to be less agitating. So it probably rotates, it takes a longer time, so it's less agitating to rotate left and right. This is the spin cycle. You have to keep this closed for the spin cycle to be engaged. I'm gonna just turn it real quick. It spins really, really fast, and it does a really good job at bringing out your clothes. Let me turn that off. But when you do this, you saw how quick it stopped. It disengages it. It's just a safety feature on here. I'm gonna do a load of clothes. I just got some clothes to be able to throw in here real quick to demonstrate this for you. I will show you. I normally fill it up to, can you see? Let me see. A little bit above, where is it? Right here. A little bit above right here. There's a thing, let me see if I can show y'all. Right there, where the water will flow over into this side. So you can't overfill this thing. You'll begin to see this fill with water. So it doesn't take a lot to wash, but I will show you by example. Hold up. Okay, and since I am outside, normally when I use this, I just use a water hose to just fill this with water. You can set up, it comes with this little nozzle that you can hook onto here and hook it onto a faucet, but a lot of times that it doesn't fit a lot of faucet sizes. I don't know what faucet size it was made for what country or whatever, but it really doesn't fit. So you can go online and look up some other hacks, but I think it's better just either fill it under, if you have a shower attachment, and fill it if you want to put it in your bathroom, or go outside if you're doing it outside and use a watering hose. To me, the watering hose is the quickest method to actually get things moving. The only caveat I will say is if you're using a watering hose, depending on what time of year you use this, it's going to be really cold if it's the winter time, or it's going to be hotter depending on if it's very hot in the summer. So depending on what type of water temperature you want to wash your clothes in, you know, you have to accommodate for that. But I'll just fill this up. So hopefully, as you can see, I have filled it a little bit higher than that line that I showed y'all. I filled it a little bit higher than that line, but that's fine. And I'm gonna show you just how little laundry detergent you actually need to use these things. I think that different people use it, and you know, if you purchase this, you're gonna use it however you use it. But you need very little laundry detergent. So I'm gonna show you just how much. I'm gonna be using this laundry detergent. I've had this for a little bit. This is, can you see that? 1/2 a teaspoon. I'm gonna try to pour this in properly for y'all. Okay, that was a little bit extra. Okay, but that was 1/2 a teaspoon. So watch this. With just 1/2 a teaspoon, I want y'all to see just how much it's sudsing. So do y'all see that layer on top? You do not need a lot of laundry detergent at all. And that was half a teaspoon. If you find yourself using a lot more, which you may have to make adjustments depending on how dirty your laundry is. If it's really dirty, you may have to add more. But the issue you're going to come into is when it comes time to do the rinse cycle, you may have to do multiple rinse cycles to thoroughly rinse out all the laundry detergent if you use too much. So that was, again, half a teaspoon. Not a tablespoon, half a teaspoon. So I'm just we're gonna rotate the dial to probably 9 minutes. You do what works for you. To me, it doesn't take a long time to do this when I wash this. I'll do anywhere from 6 to 3 minutes of a wash cycle and then call it a day. But for the sake of the video, we'll put it on 9 minutes. My alarm had went off on my phone, so it had stopped the recording, but so you add the clothes and it's not as sudsy. Now some people, this is alarming for them and they may be like, oh my gosh, I don't like that it's not sudsing as much. Okay, well, this is when I come with 1/4 a teaspoon. Or maybe like this is your first time trying it out and you may want to see more. I would say just play with it. Get a measuring spoon that you can use. I bought this one just to do laundry with, but you don't have to. You do what works for you. Okay. That's a little much. Okay. And then see, it's a little bit more suds going on. I'll just leave that open for y'all for a little bit. Again, you don't need a whole lot of laundry detergent to get this job done, and it cleans thoroughly. You can smell it after the fact to see if odor has been removed and all the things. This is a pretty decent laundry detergent. I'm not mad at it. It does the job. I'll do a full stainer test of this one later. I apologize if it's windy. The wind just started to pick up, so I'm just gonna wait for it to finish and then come back to the next part. Okay, now that cycle is done, now all you have to do is, you will see on the back, I have this hooked up tripod, so if it's a little weird, this is the drain hose. Now, one thing you will notice is if I just take this off without going to the, actually, let me take this off the tripod, hold on. Without going to this drain setting, if I take this off the hose, I don't know if this is a faulty thing for my specific model or if this is just with all of them, but if I take it off the hose, you'll see it'll start draining a little bit. Ooh, it didn't even do it. Uh-oh. See, it's trying to embarrass me. Sometimes it will drain water completely, but now when I change the setting to drain, you will see the water is draining. That amount of water is going to decrease. We'll fast forward this in post. Okay, so it's still draining a little bit, but this is okay. Now the part is to put it on the spin cycle. Now, I'm gonna see if I can fit all of this in here at once. I'm not gonna say, try not to overload it. This isn't a lot of clothes, so I think I'll be able to just throw this in here. The key is to balance it. If it's not balanced, it's going to start shaking and rattling and having a whole moment. But y'all see how soggy this is, right? And how like completely wet. Like it's still soaking wet, right? Okay, so we're gonna put this in here. And then you put this top on there. Now let's see if it's balanced. And this is just 1 minute. See how much water is already extracting? This is just 1 minute, right? I'm watching this in the camera. This thing is spinning so much faster with the naked eye than this camera is actually picking up, which is interesting to me. Like this thing is spinning really fast. Like it may look slow in this video, but when I say this thing is booking it, that's crazy. And once again, this is just 1 minute. When it's slowing down, I like to hold it just so it doesn't shake and rattle too hard. Okay. So now, take that out. Whatever. Well, hold up, check this. No dripping. I hope y'all can see how this is really, it's just slightly damp. Like, you could probably hang this up for 1 to 2 hours on the hanging rack and it'll be completely dry. Y'all saw how it was before. So now what I do is, number one, I turn the draining setting off and put it back on normal. Then I take the draining hose and just hook it back. There's a hook right here. Just hook it back on there. And now I'm gonna fill this with water to do a rinse cycle. So, hold up. Okay, now that we're doing the rinse cycle, you could choose to add nothing. If those of you who like to add fabric softener, this would be the point where you add fabric softener. Once again, small amounts is all you need. Half a teaspoon. Ooh, that was a little bit more. Y'all saw that, but that's okay. Pour that in, and then I just like to let it do its thing a little bit. If you don't want to use fabric softener, of course, you don't have to. But this is where you throw that in. Then I just throw the clothes in as it spins. And obviously, when you close it, it sounds a little bit quieter than when the thing is open. And depending on how high you fill the water, it definitely will splash up here when it's doing its rinse cycle or wash cycle, either one. So honestly, and everybody's different. I normally just do a 3-minute rinse cycle, no matter like what it is, no matter how the wash cycle time was. That's just me personally. You know, you'll figure out what works for you when you choose to buy this unit. And I paid for this with my own money. I'm not sponsored by Rovsun or anything. I bought this one a while ago. So I'll come back when this 3 minutes is done and we'll do another spin cycle. So the rinse cycle is done. Once again, I just turn the knob to let the water drain out. While it's draining, I'm gonna put this. Here's the, oh, hold up. I have to move the plate out the way. One thing I try to do is make sure like you're separating it out and not like allowing it to just clump up a lot of the clothes together when you're putting it in here. Like try to give each one its individual space. Okay. So hopefully if it's off balance, we will see, because it's gonna let you know really quickly if it is off balance. And luckily it's not. Once again, I just put it on timer for 1 minute. Really, 1 minute is always what I find what I need. I don't need 2, I don't need 3, I don't need 4. There's not a big difference after that because it's only going to ring out so much, but it rings out a lot, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, waiting for that to stop. I'm outside. Look at those roly-polies. You don't see them too often. When I was growing up, you used to see them a whole lot. That's not important. Anyway, that stopped. So, take a look. Not damp at all. Like, y'all saw how bad it was soaking. Now, at this point, what I do is I have a dryer. So, since I have a dryer, I just throw them in the dryer for about 10 minutes on the low heat setting, and it's pretty much good to go. If you don't have a dryer, then you just hang them up to line dry, either outside or on one of those drying racks that you have inside your home. Okay, now I'm gonna wrap this up with a few pros and cons that I have noticed of owning this. A big pro is portability. This thing is not heavy. It's really not heavy at all. I can't remember how much the weight of this thing is. I'll try to put some specs on the screen so you can see what all of this is, but this thing is not heavy. It's easy to travel with or move about your home. I wouldn't like take this on vacation because it's, you know, too big for that. But unless you're like, I don't know, in a motorhome or something and you want to take this along the way, but it's really okay. This really wasn't that expensive. I think this cost $89 when I bought it. I believe so. I believe that's what the cost was when I bought it. But hold up. I think it's very convenient if you have the hose attachment. Even if you don't, I just go outside and use the hose. If you don't have that hose at your disposal, then you can fill the sink, not the sink. You can fill your tub, like a bucket of water with the water. I can't speak. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. You can take a bucket of water, like take a bucket filled with water from your shower, and just pour it in here until it reaches the desired level. And you really don't have to use a lot of detergent. I think that is the key. Hold up. I think that is the key to understand. You just need a very little laundry detergent with this thing. Test it out. I would say try different increments. Get you one of these. This wasn't not that expensive. I got this at Walmart for like $3. You can go to like dollar store and get one of these for like $1. But this one just had a few more things on there than the one from the dollar store. So that's why I got this one. So, but anyway, it doesn't matter which one you use. Just use that and just test it out. You need very little detergent on this thing, and it does a very good job at cleaning your clothes. It removes odors and all that stuff. Well, your detergent has to do that, but you know, it does a good job being a washing machine. Same thing with fabric softener. You don't have to use a lot. So I do like this thing overall. Now, I will mention there are only 3 cons that I really noticed with this. One of them is a really big con, and it's something you have to be mindful of, and this comes down to maintenance and you cleaning the machine. I recommend, depending on how frequently you use this, just like every month you're supposed to clean your washing machine, every month you should clean this. So once a month, take this. It's a simple screw. You unscrew it and like look underneath there. And you may want to do some cleaning of that just to get general maintenance done. Just inspect the inside, make sure everything's okay. Same thing on the spinner side. I would just like, when there's no clothes in there, just look in here, just maintenance, just see how it is and see if everything is working fine. And then the other con is that you have to make sure there's no lint catcher in this. So every now and again, there'll be some lint at the bottom of this. Also, I don't know if you can see this. This may be TMI, but you may see some like residual like hair is the biggest thing that I see that'll be in here a little bit. So if your clothes has hair on it or you're doing this or whatever, like that can kind of be annoying to be in here. You may want to just wipe it down with a paper towel just to do that. Oh, and the biggest thing is you have to make sure this thing dries. Like when this is done, leave both sides completely open to make sure it dries completely. If you can leave it outside for a little bit and that's convenient for you to let like it air dry, I'm going to tell you why you have to do this. Because something that I have noticed, and I'm going to have to do a deep clean of this, and I think this is annoying on this side. If you look, I want you to see if you can see in the tube. I'm going to see if I can get it to focus in the tube. If you see these little specks, like right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, that is mold. I'm going to have to do a deep clean on this thing because just how you saw the water come out of this. So I finished the drain cycle, right? When you finish the drain cycle, there's always still a little bit of residual water left in this. That's why it's good to, if you can, lift it up a little bit and then try to let it drain. But even then I still notice that there's still some water buildup. I think that's something that they could work on in the design of this to make sure it really pivots down so that all the water gets out, because there's mold in there. And yeah, I don't even need to go into discussion of why that is a problem for this. I'm gonna have to put something through this and clean the inside all the way through. So that is the only big con to me that is kind of annoying. And kind of in a way, if you don't want to be dedicated to doing that, you got to either make sure this thing completely dries 100% before you put it up every single time. Make sure it is completely dry, or you have to go through the maintenance every month. Make sure you clean the inside. Make sure you put something through there. I'm going to use some bleach and like a good brush that's very thin. Almost like a duster that's very, very thin that I could put all the way through to clean that. That is the only big con that can, you know, cause issues. So anyway, thank you for watching. Once again, I do like this overall. You just have to be mindful of those things that I said. And yeah, would I recommend this? I would. I still would recommend this. It hasn't broken, nothing has torn, nothing has acted crazy. When this thing spins out of control, it'll make you feel like it's breaking. But I've overloaded it in a way that is not balanced. And all right, Bob the Bee. Bob the Bee comes out every summer and he likes that cut up. Not every summer, every spring he comes out and he wants to cut up. Anyway, but that wraps up my review. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you'd like to support my channel, the Cash App will be in the description below. And thank you so much. Catch you on the next one.